Hello, this is Vision, and you are watching Skateboarding California. Now, the reason that I am not at a skate park and instead I am inside of a computer screen is because this episode of Skateboarding California actually has no skateboarding in it. But we are going to be talking about skateboarding forums on the internet. Now, I'm going to assume that most people watching this are perfectly well aware of what forums are, but for the bit of the audience who doesn't know what a forum is, there are forums for all sorts of topics, everything from photography to motorcycling to skateboarding to almost any subject that you can think of. People sign up to the forum, and the whole thing is just text-based mostly, where you create a little profile for yourself and you can just discuss whatever sort of topic you want, and people chime in and offer their opinions, and it's just a little online community. So we're going to be looking today at the biggest and the best skateboarding forums on the internet. I figured this would be kind of a cool episode to do because it would give all of you a chance to check out something that maybe you're not aware of, because I do speak to a lot of skateboarders who have never been on a skateboarding forum. So I thought this could be a good way to expose some of those skateboarding forums, and you could learn about what's out there. So, first, how do we figure out which skateboarding forums are the biggest and the best?
But wait just a moment. Before we get into how we do find the biggest and best skateboarding forums on the internet, please do what you see upon the screen right now. Make sure you watch this video in full screen. The reason is because it's mostly going to be using screen capture software, and therefore, if you watch it as a tiny little window and an itty-bitty little thing, you're not going to be able to see anything that I'm showing you. And it was recorded originally in high def, 920 at 1080p, so, again, watch it full screen so you can get the full experience. Okay, that being said, let's move rather quickly into discovering how do you find the biggest and best skateboarding forums on the internet. Well, most people are just going to do this. They're going to go to Google and they're going to look for skateboard forums. So that's what we're going to do. And we can look at some of the top ones that come up. We have Skaters Cafe, and we have more Skaters Cafe, and we have Skateboard City, and here's Skull and Bones, and Trans World, and Silverfish is a big one. Okay, so there we go. These are some of the top forums that come up in a search. Now, most people are just going to search and then go to those forums and participate. But another really cool thing we can do is go to this website, Alexa. Alexa is a really cool site. Alexa actually charts the traffic of every single website on the internet. I can't type and talk at the same time. Do you notice that? That's kind of pathetic. Okay, let's see. Skateboard forum. There we go. So, if we put in a search for skateboard forum on Alexa, it actually gives us not only similar results, such as Skater Cafe, Skateboard City, blah, 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 but we get rankings. See these rankings? That tells you of all the websites in the entire world, on the whole planet, where these sites rank. So this site is the 496,036th most popular website in the world. So, I already know what most all the top skateboarding forums are, so instead of wasting all of your time searching for them, I'll just pull them all up and show you. So here we go. Silverfish is ranked 80,211th, the 80,211th most popular website in the whole planet. And then in the United States, it's about 32,000. 32,000. God, I cannot speak. I cannot read the numbers. Okay, Skateboard City, we're at 171,000. Skaters Cafe, 496. Let's see, Thrasher Magazine, 46,000. Then we got Skull and Bones, another one, and then SoCal Skate Parks, and then Old Man Army, and then finally some Concrete Disciples. So we can see where all these sites rank and how much traffic all of them get. Now, the next question is, how do you determine which ones have the biggest communities? Obviously, you want to go to the sites that have the largest number of participants, right? Just like, going to a party, you want to make sure that you got a few people there. If there's only one person at the party, not much of a party. So, how do we find out the membership of each one of these sites? Well, I'll tell you there, Smiley. Here we go. We're going to go to all the forums. See, we got right here, we're at silverfishlongboarding.com, the forum, and all we got to do is scroll down to the bottom of the page, Scroll down. Oh, it's a long forum. And here we go. It tells you how many threads, how many posts, and how many members are on Silverfish. So let's look at all of the forums and do the same thing. We'll go to Skateboard City and we'll check them out. They have 200,000 threads, 4 million posts, and 40,000 members. And if we come over here to Skaters Cafe and check out their stats as well, you can see all their statistics. And Thrasher Magazine, go to their forums. They actually don't tell you the number of... oh, yeah, they do. Oh, my goodness, I completely forgot which website I was on. Never mind what I was saying. There we go. We've got all the... Oh! Skull and Bones. Hey, they get no respect. I bet there was something before electricity. Let's try to refresh their page again. See if they're... Are you going to load? Come on, spinning. No? No, you know loading? Okay, we'll come back to you. All right, SoCal Skate Parks. Let's look at their stats. What do we got going on? Here we go. Threads, posts, and members. All righty. And Old Man Army. Scroll down bottom of the Old Man Army page. Are you keeping up, folks? Are you keeping up? So you notice the URL is changing up here? Huh? Are you keeping up with me? Okay, we got posts, we got topics, we got members for Old Man Army. Finally, Concrete Disciples. Here's their forums. And we're going to scroll down to the bottom of the page. Ah, yes. There we go. Subjects, messages, and total users. Did Skull and Bones come back? No, Skull and Bones did not come back. But that's okay, because I actually pulled their statistics a little bit earlier. You can't fake me out, Skull and Bones. Okay, so once we take all these sites, put them all together, what are the totals on their statistics? Well, my little buckaroos and buckets, buckarooners, here we go. Here's all the stats that I've just given you. So, this list that I have just compiled of all the sites is actually from top to bottom, the number of members, largest members to the least amount of members. I'm really not phrasing that well. What am I saying? Descending order. That's the phrase I'm looking for. Descending order from the most members to the least members. Boy, that sounded much better. I actually sounded like articulate and as if I knew what I was talking about. So, silverfishlongboarding.com is the largest web forum in the world for skateboarding. Number 2 is Skateboard City. Number 3 is Skaters Cafe. And the rest fall underneath. Now, the thing that's interesting to me about these statistics, maybe you don't give a damn, but this is kind of strange. Watch. Not Silverfish. What am I talking? Thrasher Magazine is, out of all these websites, Thrasher Magazine is actually the most popular website in terms of traffic. It is the 46,000th most popular. Gosh, I'm still having a tough time with that, aren't I? 46,289th most popular website in the world. Whereas Silverfish is, about half that. So Thrasher gets twice as much traffic as Silverfish. But if you look at the other stats, you notice the Thrasher forums only have 30,000 members, and Silverfish is almost 100,000. Here's another stat that I found kind of interesting when you look at these. Silverfish has about 2 million posts. Skateboard City has 4 million posts. Skateboard City has twice as many posts, but half as many members, which means that the people on Skateboard City like to talk 4 times as much. So there you go. Okay, now we're all done with the stats. Let's we'll just ignore those guys. No offense to good old Thrasher, Skull and Bones, SoCal Skate Parks, Old Man Army, and Concrete Disciples, but I'm not going to review every single site because I'm getting bored of hearing myself talk. So, all I'm going to really do is focus on the top 3. These are the ones that not the ones that really matter, but that's what I was going to say, and that sounded so incredibly insulting, didn't it? No, they are not the only ones that matter, but they're the only ones that I'm going to talk about in terms of what the actual community is like. That is what I was venturing to say, is that the community itself is what truly matters. The statistics, who cares? What you really want to know is, what are the people like that are participating in these forums? Let's start with the biggest one. Let's start with Silverfish. Silverfish is mainly geared towards longboarding, And the demographic of the site kind of reflects that. You find that a lot of the people on the site tend to be more college age because, that's sort of where longboarding is really taking off and really becoming a big deal. So, most of these participants are a little bit older. You don't find a lot of really young kids, a lot of really young teenagers on Silverfish. And you do find, some older adults as well. And the community is, pretty diverse in what they're interested in. There's a lot of stuff on downhill skating, and there's a lot of things on just general longboarding and cruising and things like that, and lots of good advice and tips on reviews of equipment and all that sort of thing. And it's a fairly articulate group of people. Now, I know some people that are actually participating on the forums might laugh at that and go, are you kidding? These people are articulate? Yeah, well, I'm just saying, compared to, websites that have a lot of 12-year-olds on them. No offense to the 12-year-olds, but, come on, you're 12. You shouldn't be able to write as well as somebody who's going to college, right? At least we hope that that's how it works. So, pretty decent forums. The next most popular, Skateboard City. Skateboard City is probably geared towards the youngest demographic of the top three. Skateboard City seems to have mostly young kids, and when I say young kids, I'm talking 12 years old to say 19 years old, something like that, in that sort of range. And they're mostly like street skaters. They're interested in a lot of popsicle sticks and little kickflip things and stuff like that. See, general trick talk. They've got their kickflips and ollies. Like those are all beginners tricks for kids that skate for 2 years and then they quit. So one thing that I really, really dislike about Skateboard City, and don't worry, if you're a fan of Skateboard City, I'm not running down your site. This is a cool site. But, and I'll also tell you what I really love about Skateboard City. The thing that I don't like about Skateboard City is this form right here, member footage and video sharing. This is the only place where you can actually embed videos in your posts, which I think is kind of lame. It would be cool if you could embed videos for everything. So you can actually embed a YouTube video in this section, but you can't do it in any other part of Skateboard City. Now, the thing that I really enjoy about Skateboard City, and the thing that I think makes it a really cool forum, is this. They have a beginner skaters forum geared towards beginners and helping them out and all that sort of thing. And that's something that I always think is awesome and I really appreciate, and I'm really glad that Skateboard City actually has a section that focuses on that for beginners. That's pretty cool. And finally, Skaters Cafe. Skaters Cafe is sort of a hybrid, you might say, between Skateboard City and Silverfish. It's actually got a pretty diverse range of skaters, a lot of street skaters and pool skaters and younger people, older people. But I particularly want to point out this post on Skaters Cafe, which I really liked a lot. It's written by the person who founded the website, and he's complaining that in 2004 he was searching the internet looking for some skate park information, and the forums were all basically pretty lame. So he started Skaters Cafe, and it's pretty cool that they have the kind of attitude that they do. Saying here, he wanted a forum where skaters could tail without the fear of getting bashed for everything they said. And I think he meant to say talk. Don't you? See, a place for skaters who wanted to tail without the fear, or skaters who wanted to talk without the fear. I guess wanted to tail actually does make sense. I've just never heard that phrase before. It sounds kind of cool.
Pardon me, sir. I want to tail. Just sit right back, and you'll hear a tale. A tale of a fateful trip.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's kind of a little overview of what Skaters Cafe is like, and of what Skateboard City is like, and the largest skateboarding forum in the world, Silverfish. So there you go. There you are. All done. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up now. Hopefully this was all somewhat interesting and useful and all that sort of thing. But you know what? I'll just repeat myself and I'll say all that sort of stuff again as I say goodbye in person, like right here.
So thanks for watching this episode of Skateboarding California. I hope that it was helpful and useful, and perhaps you have maybe discovered some skateboarding forums you might be interested in. I personally really enjoy web forums, especially when I'm getting into something new. For example, when I first learned how to ride a motorcycle, I spent a lot of time on motorcycling forums so that I could learn all the basics, kind of understand what to do and where to go and how to get training classes and all that sort of thing. So skateboarding forums can be extremely useful and very beneficial, especially if you're new and you're trying to learn something. You can gain a lot of information. But you also got to be careful. Like you said, they are communities, and there's bad apples, as they say, in every community. People that might kind of not be very supportive and kind of be jerks, basically. So don't let that discourage you. Stick with it, find some cool people on the forums, and hopefully it will help out with your enjoyment of skateboarding.